To celebrate Malaysia's 60 years as a nation, we chose 9 people from around the world to experience true harmony and diversity on Langkawi, the legendary island of Malaysia, truly Asia. How will they interact? Will they put their differences aside and leave as friends? This is their story. 9 strangers, 12 days, 1 island.
This is so cool.
This is nice.
It's totally udon. So, what do you think about this place?
Well, the pool is pretty great.
Abby is she was the first person that I spoke to when I got here.
Ria is awesome. I love her. It's so great to be rooming her, to get to hang out with her in all of our downtime.
But you're like a water person, I know.
I
so
do
like,
love water.
Between the cold and like hot, what would you go for?
Cold. Every
Really?
time.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love cold water too. So like I'll swim in the mountain lakes. Not in the winter, but
Okay.
like in the summer when they're still really cold, I'll swim in them and it's great.
Oh no. I love going out, dancing, singing. And she is someone who loves being outdoors and I love it as well. I love summers. The only thing that I don't like about summers is that you get lizards and I'm very scared of lizards.
Oh, but they're so cute.
No chance. I'm very scared of lizards. I would not sleep in a room with a lizard in it.
Okay, how about snakes?
Snakes I'm okay with.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I love to see snakes. I think it's so cool. Like as long as I don't get bitten by them, I'm fine.
Right.
I get on with Hassan pretty well. We're both interested in videography and pictures. So sometimes he gets his drone out and I'm like helping him with that and learning from him.
Ashley is a very kind person. He's very supportive, and also we exchange some knowledge about our cultures and about homes, about food, how we cook and how we eat and when we eat and all of that. So we got influenced by Indian from their spices. So we add a lot of spices in our food, like the biryani, the machboos. Because we are on the Arabian Gulf, we have a lot of like fish is one of the main dishes. We have seafood, especially fish.
Because I know in England there's a lot of cod and hammock. Like
Yeah.
fish and chips is really popular.
Yeah, fish and chips.
If you look at the fish they're using in the fish, cod or hammock,
Yeah.
or haddock even, and
Yeah, yeah.
they're the fish you find in local areas.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's going to bring a different taste.
I guess food is not about food. Food also about culture. So
That's
when
true, yeah.
we eat food, we understand their culture of the country and their people and how their traditions. Many years ago, and with different experiences, with different inspiration, so they ended up with like this dish, for example.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'm getting to know him more, which is good. So I like the fact that we like changing roommates, so I get to know the whole team.
Finny is more like emotional and talkative, and I feel like I have more like common topics with her, since she is also like an Asian.
Yeah, since the first day we were paired up, which was yesterday, we couldn't stop talking to each other. Like even after the interview, we went in and we were supposed to have a nap. We said, okay, let's have a like 3-hour nap. We did not sleep at all because we were like literally just talking the whole way.
In the yesterday's conversation, we talked about how to live a happy life, like the topic I talked with Luke, and actually they have similar like opinions and suggestions for me.
When we first met, I don't know, you were quiet, and obviously the more we get to know you, you know, you're louder, and then you're like making jokes and you're jumping around. Then we find out that you're like a circus performer,
You're on a book.
an entertainer. And it's very sweet. He talks to his wife quite often, you know, on the internet, and he has got 2 kids, which I got to see. He's only a little one that's just been born.
Usually I'm a quiet person, but depends on the people how around with me, like you and you or another person, is the tension is higher. All of a sudden, yeah, I keep them more up higher. So
exchanging cultures, let's say with Nori first, I learned about Japanese culture a little bit more. They're always so polite, how they're always there to help you. So that's just how they're raised.
Actually, Kazakhstan has a really big variety of cultures in there, like nationalities.
Kai told me what is the Kazakhstan culture. Very interesting. So
you're not gonna only see Kazakh people, you see Russian people, Uzbek people, Japanese people sometimes, Korean people. There are a lot of Malaysian.
Kai was probably, coming from Kazakhstan, probably the one that I knew, culturally knew the least about. And he's also a fair deal younger than me. But I think he brings the young side out of me. We both really like music, so it's almost a competition to put on some cool tunes, and we both like dancing like idiots. Australia's a pretty young country, you know. It's pretty, I guess we stereotype that we're, you know, Anglo-Saxon, but it's pretty multicultural. But when you look at a place like this,
in architecture,
and like there's more culture in just this bar that I'm sitting next to than there is in like the oldest buildings in Australia. They're only a couple of 100 years old. I'm a little bit jealous, to be honest.
Yeah, so yesterday we went to Pulau Tuba.
It was beautiful, it was breathtaking. We went down kind of through a jungle kind of area and made it to see this beautiful lady.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, and welcome to the Tuba Island. As you can see, Stok Safura. Nenek, nama apa? Nama penuh nenek?
Nama penuh nama Safura.
Safura. Nenek umur dah berapa tahun?
100 cukup.
Cukup tahun ni dah 100 tahun lah.
And when we found out that she was 100 years old, it was like really amazing because she can still like walk like normal and everything.
Yeah, 100 years old, so seberapa? Okay.
Actually, she reminds me about my grandparents, and they also they are about 80 years old, and they live in the village alone because they don't want to live in the cities with my parents.
And she showed us like her daily routine and what she does to make a living.
They call it Stika Mengkuang. It's like the place that we can see. Yeah, it's like a mat. Yeah.
Hassan was saying it was really sad that she had to work still, which I totally agree with.
This is a very good thing to maintain the traditions, but at the same time it was not good because she was doing that for her living, and I was asking about her sons and grandsons, like where are they?
7 banyak, cicit banyak.
Banyak tu berapa?
7. Pai tak tahu nak bilang 20 lebih pun.
Oh.
Saja.
Tapi semua duduk dekat sini.
Dia semua ikut jaja.
So she said 6 daughters.
6 daughters.
Yeah, grandchildren like a lot. She she can count. And like great-grandchildren as well, a lot. But they're not all living on this island. They're all like spread out.
No, but also like just because you're older doesn't mean that you want to just have a room in a house. I guess it's independence. Like just like the lady today, she doesn't want to stop doing what she does. She makes these mats like this, and she doesn't want to stop doing what she does just because she's older, I guess.
She didn't seem to be upset about it. She wasn't complaining about it. She was still joyful and happy and just working away. And so I had a great respect for her in that.
If she was doing that for her interest, that's okay. But if she was doing that only for living, I don't appreciate it, because her sons and her grandsons, they have to take care of her.
I live with my family. My father and mother are still alive. We are all total of 7. My eldest.
Wow, that's 7's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big family.
what goes around comes around, and they might be in her situation one day, and no one wants to be in that situation when we are very old and our sons are just forgot us.
Yeah. You have a big family, right? Like I've seen the pictures. So.
I have 5 siblings. So I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Wow. I'm number 3. Isaac and Elizabeth are 15 and 13, and they live with my parents, who are actually missionaries in Albania. And then Elizabeth has Down syndrome. But she's the most free, joyful person I know. And I can't imagine life in our family without her being a part of it. You know, she's brought so much joy to us.
Hari ini sangat bagus. Kita pandu ATV. Was that good? Nailed it.
Saya rasa gembira. Kerana good experience.
We set off again on the boat, and we turn around and we arrive at this beach on the island. We couldn't see much else, it was a jungle, the rest of it. We start walking along and we arrive at this restaurant. And we get to sit there and have this amazing buffet experience right there, looking over the Andaman Sea.
Oh, yes. Take the food, I enjoy the food, good fish, and then my feeling is getting better.
Just like it usually starts out, we were listening to some music. Finney and Luke started grooving to the music. Then Ria also went up and started dancing too.
So we all just get up and we just start partying. And you kind of forget that there's other people around and stuff's happening.
After that, I'm playing a little bit of skipping and to showing the groups.
He performs in a Cirque du Soleil. That's crazy, you know? That's something that all people know. But I guess moments like this, it is what brings this bond that we have.
Oh, I don't think you can call us strangers anymore. We, in such a short amount of time, have become so close. We pretty much become family, like we're always looking out for each other.
When we arrived there, again, we didn't know what was going to happen. But then we saw the signs, like that there is a bat cave.
For me, it was the first time to see a bat. I always see it only in movies, like very big and scary. But this time I saw it smaller size, part of the nature. So before I had the perspective, when I see a bat, I have to kill it. But now I learned a lot about the nature.
When you go to tourist spots as well, tourists need to be careful of litter. Yeah. When the boat was going quick, I was catching cans, like, so they didn't fall in the water like this. So, like,
and it's my first time to see like how the eagle looks like. And I saw so many eagles like fly surrounded us. It was really amazing.
Especially, I don't know if it's an Asia thing, but I can definitely talk about India. We don't think so much. We like just throw things outside on the roads everywhere. And it's just so sad because like when you go to a place like this, it's beautiful, right? And if you're going to just litter it with plastic, like who wants to come back then, right? Like just do like little things. It makes a huge difference.
But people don't use recycling bins actually. It's like glass, plastic, you know, that stuff. They just put everything in one bag and just throw it away. I do that.
So today I think it's really important to like preserve everything.
Usually we think that it's a common sense, but like as our daily life goes, we don't really pay attention to that, you know? So it's quite good to be reminded about it.
Just coming here means that they're getting more money to you know, protect the mangroves, protect the caves and where the bats live. And coming out here and, you know, watching the eagles swoop and act naturally, it helps preserve them and keep them for the next generations. And and it's amazing. It's excellent what they're doing here. It's really cool.
I am super proud to be Malaysian right now. Yeah. The first time I saw her, I thought, oh, maybe I wouldn't get along with this one. Like, you know, I don't think we will have anything in common. But then I'm really happy that we got paired up. And yeah, it's really interesting to know like her side of the story. And like, yeah, we basically like exchanging stories and advice and stuff like that. Hey, can I ask you something? I remember you coming to like me and Ria, and you said something about you're so happy to be here.
Yeah.
And you said something about like, you know, not sometimes you feel depressed.
I'm one of the child in the single child generation in China, and my parents were so busy, and I think I grew up in a quite lonely way, I think.
Yeah, not having the other sibling.
I don't have people to communicate with.
Yeah.
So sometimes like I don't know how to solve the problems in my mind.
Do you not
and
talk
sometimes
to, like, your
I
mom,
feel
your parents?
so depressed.
Like certain things you can't talk to them
since they are
about, right?
they are also stressful and they are also busy, and I don't want to disturb them.
I hope we've been making you feel better though. Have we?
Yeah. You guys did. I feel like every group members like treat me like their little sisters or brothers. Yeah.
I'm getting emotional. I feel the same.
Yeah.
Right? It's been amazing.
I told Fanny, I said, I decided to give all of group members a hug every day and tell them I love you guys every day.
That's a really nice feeling, you know, when somebody else is like happy and like you can take a little bit of credit from that. I think that's like beautiful.
So everyone got their countries, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I got Kazakhstan. But it's fortunately we were talking all about your country tonight, so I know more about it than I ever did before. So it's between Russia and China.
Yeah.
It has like a whole bunch of different cultures in it. And I didn't realize Korean, it has a lot of Koreans in it actually too, along with Russians and Kazakhs, and then probably 2 or 3 others that I couldn't remember.
I got Japan.
Oh,
okay. So what I got from just in general is that Japan, from the very first steps of life, usually people are being taught to be really polite and respectful. And in Japanese language, you have a polite form and also just regular, like, colloquial one.
Yeah.
And so if you talk to elderly people, you must use a special.
When the more the older person, or more when the first time to see meet the person, use the person.
Then I also remember that you told me that usually Japanese people, they don't really understand sarcasm. And so usually when people say something, they take it as it is, and they might take it to their heart.
Okay, so I got your country, Ria, India.
Namaste.
Namaste, yeah. People very friendly.
Wow.
Very
Good looking
friendly.
as well.
Good looking,
Such
but
a
yeah,
good
okay, fine. I have to say that. Culture. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. You have arranged marriages.
Oh yeah.
Right.
She didn't think you were going in that direction.
I mean, that's interesting, right?
That is, yeah.
And you also told me that the eldest boy in the family are always the one who's responsible to take care of the parents.
Right.
Say what you said earlier.
Oh, you teach me a sentence. Botchul huh? Bot.
no idea.
Botchul. Something like
acha.
Bahut acha.
Yeah.
Bahut acha.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which means very good.
Bahut acha.
That's good. But I remember one more thing about Malaysia.
Okay, here we go.
You have to say this with me.
Okay.
It says
Malaysia
Malaysia Boleh!